I have been messing around with Crate Aeronautics again, and this time I wanted to build something I somehow still had not made yet, a hovercraft. Not really a boat, not really a plane, not really a car, and depending on how badly I build it, potentially not even functional. The idea is simple enough. I want something that can hover just above sea level, cross rivers, skim across the ocean, and ideally not immediately flip on turns. So I went live, started experimenting, I built a few different versions and eventually ended up with this one. Today I want to show you how it works, what I learned, and more importantly, I want to turn this into a proper community challenge where you can submit your hovercrafts for testing. So welcome back. This is my first hovercraft in Crate Aeronautics called Powder. The main goal here was not to build a perfect final vehicle, this is more of a prototype, a proof of concept, and a baseline for something I want to do with the community. The challenge is going to be simple. Build a hovercraft using Crate Aeronautics. It should work just above sea level, it should be able to cross water, and it should behave vaguely like an actual hovercraft. And at the end of this video, I'll explain how you can enter, what the rules are, and how I'm going to judge the submissions, so stay tuned. First, let me show you my attempt. So the first thing I had to figure out was what actually makes a hovercraft work in this mod. For that, I pondered the nozzle, which shows you exactly what it does when attached to an encased fan. It pushes itself away from any surrounding terrain, which is going to be perfect for what we are attempting. So let's take a look at this. This is my first hovercraft. I called it Powder because I got powdered snow as like the signature item to differentiate it from other crafts, and it's pretty bare. It has space for one passenger. I mean, you could strap more seats onto it, but that's not really a big priority. The engine is a modular diesel engine fed with petrol from a backpack with a pump and a tank upgrade, so that is very nice and saves a lot of space. We've got two redstone transmissions here. The one on the top controls the speed of the nozzles, and the one on the bottom here controls the speed of the propeller bearings. I put a silencer on the engine so it's not super loud. You can turn it on here, and then I've got all of the steering and the adjustments in the front and the cockpit. Using the left lever, you can increase the intensity on the nozzles. If you turn that all the way up, you should be totally fine. And on the right, you can control the speed of the back propellers. And then with WASD, you can drive and steer this. That's basically all of it. It's a bit tight on the inside, so we've got a bit of levitite here as well to help with the weight distribution, so there's no gyros on here at all. I tried to decorate it a tiny little bit. Metal girders were a suggestion from chat, which is really quite nice. And yeah, this is pretty stable. It feels pretty nice to handle, at least for me. So I'm pretty happy with that. It goes up to, I think 20 meters per second was the fastest I could go with this. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I have iterated over this design, added some decorations, and tried tilting where the fans point for stability. All in all, I found it quite difficult to get it decorated without adding too much weight for these fans to handle. These all technically work, but it's a lot nicer to just fly the bare machine in my opinion. When iterating over it, I try to mainly make it feel right, and I think this one feels pretty good. If you want to try it for yourself, the schematic for this one will be in the description. So, for the community challenge, I'm going to judge hovercraft in 5 categories. First, speed. How fast can it go across water or flat terrain? It does not need to be the fastest thing in the world, but it should feel useful. I've got a timed test set up that averages speed over a 200 block length. Second, handling. How does it turn? Can it follow a river? Can it avoid obstacles? General drift? For this, we're going to use a slalom test and see how it performs. Third, stability. This is probably one of the biggest ones. Does it stay level? Does it bounce around? Does it recover from tilting? During my testing, I found that simply spinning or turning for an extended amount of time works well to test this. Fourth, style. Does it look cool? This category is obviously entirely subjective, but if you can decorate your craft a little bit, no matter which direction you want to go design-wise, that'll count. And fifth, technical impressiveness. This is where clever engineering gets rewarded. Compact systems, clever propulsion, good balancing, interesting control setups, no gyro stability, anything weird but possibly effective, all of the good stuff. Basically, if I look at it and go, how the hell did you make that work? That's probably good for your technical score. So here are the actual rules. Your hovercraft should be built using the Create Colonies Aeronautics modpack or include only things available in it. The modpack will be linked in the description. The hovercraft should be designed to work just above sea level so it can cross rivers, lakes and oceans. If it can handle higher elevations, that is a bonus but not required. If someone somehow makes a proper all-terrain hovercraft, I will be extremely impressed, but that is not the baseline expectation. There is no strict maximum size. I don't really want to overregulate this because half the fun is seeing what people come up with. That said, I will provide powder here as a rough reference craft and a general scale guide. It would be nice if entry stayed somewhere in that spirit, and you'll find this in the description. So please don't submit a floating city and call it a hovercraft. Power source is pretty much up to you. Use portable engines, steam engines if you manage to fit one, engines from Create diesel generators, or pretty much anything else available in the mod pack. Gyroscopes from Aeroworks are allowed, but again, if you manage to make something stable without them, that will score higher in technical impressiveness. And most importantly, please make it testable. If it needs a specific setup, include instructions, and if it has weird controls, please explain them. To submit your hovercraft, join my Discord, find the hovercraft competition channel, and send in a few screenshots, a short explanation of how it works, and any instructions you deem necessary, and a schematic, preferably uploaded to createmod.com. Then I want to do 1 or 2 testing videos where I try out your hovercraft, run them around the test course, score them, and keep a running leaderboard. This video is my prototype and the challenge announcement. And at the end we will crown winners for the main categories. I'm very excited for this one and to see what you guys can come up with. Create Aeronautics already makes vehicles way more interesting than ever before in my opinion, and hovercraft feel like a really nice vehicle to just have some fun with. I think my version so far is a good baseline, but I'm sure some of you can do much better and I would love to see what the community comes up with. So, build a hovercraft, have a wonderful day and see you around.